Welcome to Thoughts on the Market. I'm Michael Zezas, Head of Public Policy Research and Municipal Strategy for Morgan Stanley. Along with my colleagues bringing you a variety of perspectives, I'll be talking about the intersection between U.S. public policy and financial markets. It's Wednesday, April 8th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Flattening the curve is now part of the American vernacular. We're social distancing to avoid a steep increase in the amount of COVID patients so our hospitals don't get overwhelmed. Meanwhile, Congress has been trying to flatten another curve, the economic growth curve. Facing a precipitous decline in second quarter GDP growth, which our economists think will be more than 30%, Congress passed the $2 trillion CARES Act in the hope that its emergency assistance to businesses, households, and municipal governments would allow the GDP growth to flatten out and start sloping upward again in the third quarter. Will it work? To answer that question, investors should consider two more questions. First, how quickly can the aid make it into the economy? There have been anecdotal reports that small business loans are being dispersed slowly, and the Fed hasn't yet announced how it plans to deploy the money Treasury was appropriated to make loans and ease credit markets. We expect to get real numbers in the coming days as the first weekly reports on a variety of these programs come in. The faster these pools of money get into the real economy, the more it limits the possibility of a slow recovery. The second question is, will Congress deliver another dose of fiscal stimulus? We think they're likely to, and see about $1.25 trillion of new spending in play. First, there seems an appetite on both sides of the aisle for a near-term boost to the money within the existing CARES Act. Senate Republican leadership and the Treasury both publicly discussed adding another $200 to $250 billion to the small business loan pool. Democratic leadership has suggested boosting hospital aid by $100 billion and state and local aid another $150 billion, which, as we've discussed, is certainly needed to limit potential budget cuts, which could further pressure the economy. These interim measures are likely to get done, but even bigger spending measures under a second CARES Act probably takes more time. Media reports suggest Congress is discussing an extension of small business loan terms and unemployment aid. They're also talking about another round of checks to households with a total price tag of around $1 trillion. But we wouldn't expect to know more about the prospects for that larger effort until next month, when Congress is back in session and some of these policies actually approach expiration dates. In any case, clearer answers to both these questions will be available in the coming weeks as more evidence trickles in. So stay tuned, we'll be tracking it and providing you updates right here. Thanks for listening. For more video from Morgan Stanley, please subscribe here to our YouTube channel, or you can subscribe to Thoughts on the Market directly on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast platform.
The preceding content is informational only and based on information available when created. It is not an offer or a solicitation, nor is it tax or legal advice. It does not consider your financial circumstances and objectives and may not be suitable for you.